Hi everyone, welcome to Kat's Creations, and I'm Kat. Welcome to my kitchen where tonight we are going to create another fun rustic patriotic wreath. It would be the best way to put it. So we're going to be using a sign that you can get from Craft Outlet or the Race Shop. I think right now though those are currently out of stock. So we're going to be using that plus some navy and cream fabric mesh, and then kind of accent that with a lot of the cranberry and reds. So before we get started, if you are new, we'd like to welcome you. Let us know where you're from. Hopefully you can make a crafting connection here with other people that are joining on the Facebook Live. If you like this design and want to replicate it once you have all your supplies in stock, go ahead and press the share button. The share button will share this video to your page where you'll have all the instructions and the tutorial ready when you have everything you need to assemble the kit. Also, if you want to be notified when we go live, click the like and follow button. So once you click the like and follow, you're going to tap on the screen like right now. You get 3 little dots in the upper right hand corner. When you click that, a little menu will pop up. You'll have the option to turn live notifications on or turn live notifications off. That's how you go ahead and set that up on your device. Also, if you are on YouTube, to be notified when we upload a new video, just make sure you hit the subscribe button in the upper right hand corner. Did share YouTube new, like and follow. That's pretty much it.
Welcome everyone.
Yep. What else do you got for me?
Welcome gals. Well, there's too many on right now to even kind of start. So
it feels like
happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Feels like it's been a long time since we created because we took Sunday off for Easter. So I'm excited to share this design with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and start with a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I know that these are currently hard to find, but hopefully they should be coming into stock hopefully soon for you guys. So I've already done 5 sections of the 6, and I'm going to show you how we're going to wire together the 6th section. So there are 5 little rings that go around the whole frame. You're going to basically take your pipe cleaner, and I just color coordinated mine red, white, and blue because that's what the design is. You're going to wire together the 2 innermost rings, and you're going to use the welds, these pieces here, on either side to help you determine middle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back in with another pipe cleaner and you're going to wire together the outside 2 using that center one and the weld mark as your like midway points, I guess. And then you're going to do it again on the outside 2. And we're going to wire these 2 together. And this is just a form that works well for me. You can wire it up any way you desire. This gives you 18 pipe cleaners, 6 on the inside, 12 on the outside for a grand total of 18. So now we're going to get started with our Deco mesh. This is a fabric mesh. This came from, did I put it on there, Steve? I think it's Kringle, right? Did I put it?
10-inch blue navy cream fabric mesh Kringle design. Yep. Okay,
so these are cut to 20-inch pieces, and we're going to ruffle these all the way around the outside of this design. So to ruffle, you're just going to kind of pick a midway point down your mesh and just pull all of your mesh towards you. We're going to be putting the finished edges towards the center and towards the outside. I just always start from the center. That's just something I do. And we are going to give that a couple twists, and then that gets us going for the first one.
Thank you gals for sprinkling and sharing, much appreciated.
And here is our second piece. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you can say share on Facebook. A lot of people say, oh no, you're not supposed to. Here's the inside info on that. You can't say the word share if you are doing a giveaway and you are giving extra incentives to people to share the video to get you more chances to win. So forcing someone to do something in lieu of give a chance of giving them something is the wrong way of using the share button. Other than that, you can share the video and say share as much as you want. If you'd like to share this, post it on your page. That's usually what I say is it's beneficial for, because it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier to find it on your page than mine when you do that. And that's what I used to do when I started out. If I found a design that I really wanted to replicate and just had to get all my materials in, I would go ahead and share that, so it was easier for me to find. Okay, now with this particular mesh, with it being a fabric mesh, you cannot cut it with a wood burning tool, so this requires the use of a rotary cutter. If you want to cut down on the amount of frame, you can, once you finish, trim it all up so where it looks nice and pretty, and then come back in and spray it with E6000, which is an adhesive spray, and that kind of helps keep the fibers from pulling out. They still will, but helps it to stay together better.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, gals. They're all saying shared.
It's so funny because I was just watching my, I'm in a course right now. It's an 8-week course, and they were going over the do's and don'ts of Facebook Lives. And it was funny because one of the questions that popped up is, could you use the word share on a Facebook Live? And they were like, yes, unless you're using it for a giveaway and requiring additional people to do something to get something.
What do they call that? They call that like clickbait, right?
Clickbait, right. So other than that, I want you guys to feel fully comfortable and being able to do it. I've been doing it for 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. Going on 4 years of saying share.
And sharing. And
sharing, yeah. So that's the only downside to that. Okay. So as I am laying these ruffles in, I'm just taking it to the very next pipe cleaner. And doing the ruffle method gives me more of a flat, wide base, knowing that I have a 6x12 sign and a bow that's coming in place. I didn't want curls to impact, try to squeeze it in around the sign. Because sometimes people are like, well, how do you know what method to use? It kind of depends where your sign is, what your overall effect is going to be. Are you going to be adding a lot of embellishments? So this one, I wanted it kind of wavy.
This way, but you didn't write down where the sign came from.
Craft Outlet.
Craft Outlet.
Yes. I think I looked it up before I came on the live and it was out of stock. So I don't know if they'll get them back in time for, you would think, in time for the 4th of July, but one never knows. So I'm trying to fill my shop with a wide variety of different types of patriotic wreaths and decor. So this just being another one. And the blue and cream fabric mesh has been sold out for quite a while.
I do see it on Etsy.
What?
The sign.
The sign?
For $12.95.
Ew, that's really high.
A little high, but it is available.
It is a lot high, like 4 times as high.
Yeah.
Which is really sad that people would do that. Is it 3 times? Yeah.
Yeah.
About 3 times as high. That still seems too high. But I guess if you really, really wanted it for your front door, then it might be worth it. Okay. I think we are at the halfway point. This would make a really good nautical wreath, a lake wreath.
Tina, so here's a question. You put a comment of looks a little too dark. do me a favor, and if you've got an iPhone or an Android, swipe up or go to your brightness and see where your brightness setting is at, and move it up to at least halfway. It could be dark on your side.
And I'm glad that you remember that, because everything is pretty well lit in here.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where one needs sunglasses. So yeah, and I don't realize that I do that quite a bit on my own phone, you know, because we try to conserve battery. So we keep our brightness kind of tuned down.
Yep. In the morning or at night, I normally set my brightness way low.
Yeah, because you don't want the eye strain, right?
Right, and then I forget to put it back up in the morning.
Yeah, that's very true. That was one of the things we learned in the photography class, is how many people look at pictures and see different colors. And a lot of that is based on where we keep our brightness levels.
See, other people are saying it's very light on my end, so it's not really us. It's
yeah. And it's weird how we don't even think of making that simple adjustment.
Yep.
We just get used to dealing with that being the color. And I thought about adding red to this base initially, and then I was like, I'm going to go with the blue and white. And then I'm just going to really accent it with the reds or maroon or cranberry color. Because this is kind of leaning into a traditional with the cream instead of the tan, but it doesn't have the sparkles. There's no metallics in here at all. In any of the ribbon, in the mesh, in the sign, no glitter.
What's the rose wreath? Did we do that in the private group or the public group?
That was in the public group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sharon, yes, a few weeks back, she did this in the public group. If
Yeah.
you can't find it on the regular Cats Creations page, you can go to YouTube.
It's easier to find it on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com and look up KatsCreations777. I did look that up today. There are 233 videos, which is a lot of binge watching to do.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it would take somebody to watch all those videos on a back-to-back. So, and there's everything from how to ship a wreath to how to make a bow to almost every single design in between. Okay. Hope you guys all had a great Easter. I guess our next upcoming holiday will be Memorial Day, which will probably be, I wonder what day that falls on this year. Is it a Friday? A Sunday?
What day?
Memorial Day? Can't really say.
Memorial Day is always on a Monday.
Yeah, but it's where in the scheme of things. Let's see. What is this one? You can tell when I'm getting closer to the inside. This was beginning of the roll, closer to.
It is Monday, May 31st.
Is it really? So totally the last day of the month. That'll be a busy weekend for people. I think a lot of people go out of town, begin all the summer vacations. Vacation. What is that?
Irvina, no, you don't have to use more than one roll. This is just one roll.
This is exactly one roll. Yeah. I think I have like one extra piece by the time I cut it down. So what I do is I cut the inside ones to like 19 and then I do the outside ones at 20. And that generally frees me up. It just depends on like how the roll begins. If it's fairly even and I can use that first piece, great. If I have to cut off, 3 or 4 or 5 inches to even it up, then you're going to have to make some adjustments. Okay.
Kelly said binge night with popcorn.
Binge night. Binge, that'd be like a week-long binge, I think.
Oh, and then Kelly said I have the materials to make it, which is the rose wreath.
Nice.
But I am nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Take your time.
Yeah. the way I walk you through it, it's almost an impossibility to mess it up. So that's just created on the Unique in the Creek 16-inch flower board. And those are coming back in stock too. Those were out of stock for a while, almost everywhere. So those are just now back in stock. Okay, the last one right there. All right, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the inside 6, which is why you haven't seen me cut them yet. Because this sign has wording that goes basically all the way from the left to the right, if we place it inside our wreath, it kind of limits where we can place a bow. So either we move this all the way to the side, and we can put a really nice bow here, which is a possibility. You can put it in the center, like elevate it a little bit, put your bow right here at the bottom. You could lower it a little bit, put your bow right here front and center at the top. I was like debating, could I possibly get 2 bows in here? And I doubt it, just because if I had more available space here, I might be able to pull one off here and here. So I think for me, what I'm gonna end up doing is kind of pushing it off center and then building my bow right here. So if I do that, then I can go ahead and remove the 6 on the inside, which I will go ahead and do. It's always better to leave them, double check, you know, where you want to go ahead and place everything. See if you're going to have enough space to do that, and then go ahead and cut them. So when in doubt, leave them on and then take them out when you're finished. So I'm going to remove all those, and then we will build our bow, add our sign, and then finish the design out. There's a couple extra twists. Okay. What are you guys currently working on? If you are creating wreaths, what are you working on? Because I'm thinking this is April, so we usually push it out 3 months, which would make it May, June, July. That puts us right into 4th of July, which is why I am doing this one. And I'm just gonna, there's this loose thread that's just driving me crazy on the edge. So I'm pulling all those off. I see it right here. It just looks unfinished to me. So best to do that. That looks much cleaner. So there's our base. And you can tell that this will continue to fray because we did not use a wood burning tool on it.
Carol said a summer flip-flop wreath. That'd be cute.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Kara said Patriot sold 4 patriotic this week. Great job.
That's really good. Congratulations. Okay, so let's build our bow.
I'm making one for my mother. She wanted a Christmas one.
A Christmas wreath.
Yeah.
Nice.
She also said patriotic with Unique in the Creek board.
Yeah, I'm like
Carrie's been working on patriotic topiaries.
Okay.
Where Venus said a mermaid.
Mermaid wreath. I think we're corresponding back and forth on the mesh.
She loves the mermaids, right? I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use this 2.5 inch. This is more of a cranberry color or like a maroon. So this is where I'm going to start this. So we're going to go ahead and dovetail our ends, which is bring your wired edges together. And you're going to cut from the folded side to your point. And then that'll give you a really perfect dovetail or finished edge to your ribbon. And I'm going to start the tail at 10 inches. And we're going to twist. Using the bow dabber, you're going to go ahead and just insert that in the center. Since this doesn't really have a right or wrong side, I don't have to be so overly conscious, but I do. And then we're going to go for a 5.5 inch loop. which is right there. And then we're going to do the same on the other side.
So that's it. I very much love that colored mesh. Now I've got a ladybug and bumblebee designs done and making my 4th of July.
Yay! Yeah, now's the time to get all of your patriotic in because you have Memorial Day coming at the end of May. You have the 4th of July and then Veterans Day. And then if you get something that isn't so necessarily like right at 4th of July like this can go for every time of the year because you have people who will put these up year round. So the 2.5 inch ribbon, this 50 yard spool came from Kringle Designs. They have their own website. It's Kringle Designs, like Kris Kringle with a K, designs.us. And their website, when you get on their website, if you use the code 5050, you get 50% off all of your purchases. And now I'm going to use this 2.5. This is called the Vintage Flag Linen Ribbon. And I got this at Shinoda, which is a wholesaler out here in California. The only place that I have found that has this ribbon is Amazon, and it's like $23 for a roll, which is just way too expensive. So I got this last year from them.
Oh, interesting. Alberta said I'm making a wreath with orange, like the orange color. What other colors would be good with that?
Orange, blue.
Orange and blue? That's true. Isn't it?
Orange and blue. It's a complementary color for orange. So anything that's diagonally, like right across from the color wheel, will blend, or like reds and orange. You can do, what is it? I think of like the box of crayons. So what was there? Like red, orange, orange, yellow. Those are your complementary colors. Okay, we're doing 9.5 inch tails, and this is a 5 inch loop for this side.
I have a few Teresa said I cleaned out my closet and found a department with long denim skirts that are too small. Decided to repurpose the denim and make rag wreaths with burlap flowers. That's awesome.
That is a really good idea.
Once I get more dollar tree wreaths, we'll start looking, because I went last week and the week before, and the shelves were stocked.
That's
so
good.
Hopefully they're out.
I have not been there for a while. Okay, so the other 4 colors we're doing are going to be a blend of, it's a red and maroon and tan gingham. Then it's the stars and stripes, what I call stars and stripes ribbon. Then we're going to do a navy Swiss dot, and then we're going to follow that with the maroon or cranberry. So I think what I want to do is I want to break them up like that. This is where I can play with the ribbons before I cut them and put them all together in a bow, and I go, that doesn't really look good. So using them like this helps the design process.
Joan, the blue mesh came from Kringle Designs.
At 50% off. Okay, we're going to go 9 inch tail with a 4.5 inch loop on this one. And let's see, did I get 4.5? Yes, I did. Let's see if this one is. Always good to double check all of your measurements just to make sure everything is lining up. I love Swiss dot. I think I have this in just about every color that you can think of now. I binged on Swiss dot this year. So the Swiss dot came from Craft Outlet. I call this like an Americana. The navy and the cranberry and the tan. This also came from Craft Outlet. So did all of them? Don't I have them all listed as craft outlets too? Just
2.5 inch.
No, start with 1.5 inches.
Well, 2.5 inch cranberry is Kringle.
Right, I know that.
And the 2.5 inch stars and stripes is Shinoda. 1.5 inch stars and stripes, RG. That doesn't say.
Okay,
it's
craft outlet.
Yeah. And the other one is craft outlet.
He has like everything that I've written down. Okay, so this is an 8.5 inch tail, and we're doing 4.5 inch loops. So if you keep your fingers in the loops and pull, since we measured the one on the bottom, we don't have to measure the other one. And then we just need to make sure our tail winds up where it's supposed to. So yeah, for the most part, everything except the vintage flag linen was craft outlet. I was looking to see if I had a pin, but I did not. Okay, now we'll do cranberry, and I always save something pretty for the top, so that's why we're picking the stars and stripes. So this cranberry is going to be 8 inches with 4-inch loops. And I always say the one thing that most wreath makers forget to do is just use solid colors. We get so caught up in the pretties and the patterns and everything else that we forget how wonderful just a solid color ribbon could be inside of your design. So it's the one thing I make sure I have plenty of every year.
Okay. Joanne, this sign is from
Craft
Outlet. She gets them all over the place. She looks for them literally all over the place. Sometimes she'll get them from Craft Outlet, or she'll get it from Three Birds Nest or Kringle Design. She'll look in everywhere for her signs for inspiration.
Yeah, sometimes just like when you have nothing to do, I go on Etsy and I just look at different signs.
Walmart. We found them at Walmart.
Walmart
Target
has really good ones too.
Hobby Lobby. Everywhere, yeah.
So we're going to finish this one off with a 7.5 inch tail and 3.5 inch loops. Sure. There we go. Trying to get it to where it'll lay flat. We're going to kind of give this one a little bit of an Americana feel to it.
That's a good question. Judy asked, going to participate in a wine festival on the 8th of May. Should I just take spring, summer, patriotic only? Or should I take a bit of every season?
I would leave spring at home. Honestly, a really good idea would be to make a couple wine-inspired wreaths.
Yeah, grapevine or wine.
Because you're going to a wine festival, right. So you never know whether you're sell to a vendor or obviously there's plenty of wine lovers there. You could do the cork, with all the wine corks. You can purchase those from Amazon. And let's see what color.
You can get some imitation grapes from even Dollar Tree, but
Dollar Tree sells the
Hobby Lobby has them. Get some ivy.
Yeah, just make a vineyard inspired. I would take summer, patriotic.
Maybe some beach.
Beach, yeah. If I knew I was going to a winery, that's pretty much what I would have is every day, some winery inspired.
Some welcome wreaths.
Okay, so now I am going to ask Rusty to make me a board. Just so it's not, I want something really nice and pretty. Lots of colors. And I know he said that it would be really, really expensive because of the wood. But it's just nice when you have something nice to work with. This is an 18 by 24 inch by 3/4 inch high cutting board. Save yourself the money. Just go to Home Depot and buy a 24 by inch high because they're already pre-cut.
Yeah,
get about
3/4 inch.
Yeah, get an inch C-hook, and then if you want to add a nail for when we start doing pro bows, then you pretty much have I call it a fluff board because it's not a box, and I prefer to have things so I have plenty of space. So to fluff, you're going to separate first, and you're going to go opposite. So you're going to do a tail and a loop, and then go to the other side, and you're going to go opposite. So we're going to go loop and then a tail, and then this way they kind of form a little X pattern. So the loops are across from each other and the tails are across, and then from here you're going to go opposite. So you're going to pull your loop and tail, and then over here same thing, so that what it does is you have like every other one. So you have your flag print, the solid flag, then you have your flag, solid flag. So this way it kind of separates your colors. Then you're going to do the same thing on the top. You're just separating colors. Go to the other side, and we're pulling the blue, then the gingham. Go back over here. Here's our gingham. And back over here is our cranberry. And then we wind up with our stars and stripes. And then you can fluff. So I usually just try to stagger loops.
Deborah, a good question. Says, hope you're still going to make the Patriot wreath I posted in the group. I think it's the patriotic sunflower one, kind of.
It's similar to what we did with the barn star. You're just going to use the poly burlap mesh, but you're going to follow the exact same pattern, right. And then you're just going to change out the center. Right now, that poly burlap mesh and all those colors are completely sold out. So we kind of did a alternative version of that.
She says, I see a cat sneaking up on you. It must have been one of the cats on the back.
I was like, who's sneaking? Okay.
Oh, yeah, Mickey.
So our bow is finished. I'm just putting my hands inside the loops and actually giving them some life. If you want to put the arc back in your ribbon tails, back in the day when we used to do curling ribbon, you're just going to kind of put your fingers inside, because then that way it'll kind of cascade over the top of our design.
Thank you, Krista. She said, I love your bows and I've learned so much from watching you do them.
Thank you.
Anna said the board is absolutely the best. It helps so much and the bows come out looking great.
And it stores flat. So there's our bow for this design. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. Just like so. See, you can't get much easier storage than this. And mine just fits right next to my fridge. So I'm like, we're good. Okay. So we are going to, let's attach our sign first. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the twine from here. I'm going to use, we'll use the burgundy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my pipe cleaners to my sign. And you can use a staple gun to help attach your signs as long as your sign is at least 1/4 inch thick, and use 1/4 inch staples. So I just go ahead and attach those, give it a twist. Same thing.
Charlene, it's a regular ruffle base method.
Just pretty ruffles.
Ruffles, she just makes sure she puts the finished edges on the inside, in the middle, and then facing out.
Okay. And remember, we're doing this one a little off to the side. So I'm going to take advantage of those places where I cut my pipe cleaner off and make sure that I can hit my edges. I might need to adjust this one. Let me look. Eats. I think I'm going to need to move it. Yeah. I'll move it over just a little bit more.
Roger, that's awesome. She said, I found my burlap mesh at Walmart in the red, blue, and cream.
Nice. Yeah, I ordered mine from Amazon because our Walmart didn't have them in stock. Sometimes I would be lucky and get red or blue, but trying to find a white or cream was difficult to find.
How much were they, Deborah?
Okay, so now I'm going to come back over here. And we're going to attach that. Make sure that all of my ruffles are not stuck underneath like this one is. There we go.
Barbara, the Deco mesh pieces are cut to 20 inch.
Here's that other funky piece. Okay. Pulling the ones that are, leaving the center ones, but I'm trying to get the ones from the outside to sit. I need to grab this one because we moved our sign over so we'd have space for our bow. So all I'm doing is pulling the outer pieces and leaving the inner pieces there. So this one is inner, but I've got my outers. There we go. Okay, so I am going to add my bow. So I'm gonna create a spot. I need it flat, otherwise it takes my loops and kind of pushes them up. But I do want to make sure that I am putting it in a place where there are no tails hanging over it. And it'll take me a second to get that down. Going through the fabric mesh.
Well, you said it's so pretty without even anything on it. It was.
Yeah, that's sometimes what you can do is we can go way too crazy on the base colors and then just kind of forget how nice just a simple design can be, where you don't let's put some red in here, let's put some cream in here. It's like, no, let's just let the colors kind of speak for themselves. So there we go. So there is our bow with our sign. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to go around and we're going to add some embellishments around the outside. I call them the outside 12. Just the pipe cleaners to the outside. So we have the vintage flag and that cranberry, again, bringing that red in, which is just around the edge of the sign, and it's on the bottom of the words where it said, God shed his grace on thee. So we really want to bring that red color out. So these are cut to 14-inch pieces. And I'm going to alternate these all the way around the outside. And we're going to give them a couple twists. And then when you're doing your tails, what you want to do is pull them to the outside. That kind of helps the eye track outward, makes the wreaths appear to be bigger. It just allows your eyes to follow the design all the way around, just like so. So I'm kind of doing them in almost a V shape. Oop, almost missed this one. Sometimes our ribbons won't lay flat because our edges of our mesh are in the way. Sometimes you have to fold them back in place. But see how now just that little pop of cranberry or the maroon color is like, yeah, it's giving it a little bit more life. It's not taking anything away from the cream and the navy. It's just helping accent just a touch of that red without like way overdoing it. And if you guys like what I'm doing here, I do have a private group. It is $17 a month. You get 4 design classes per month, plus 4 business classes. Those are on Sundays and Mondays. You also have access to my entire library. You get the materials list for all the designs, public and private. So you can basically print those off and then go shopping. And then you get discounts from the vendors that we have agreements with to give you an extra discount when you go shopping on their sites. So if you're interested in that, you can go to KatsCreationsNMore.com. And when you get to the page, there's 2 membership groups on the page. One is a Wreath of the Month group where we only do one design the whole month. So it's perfect for people who are just starting off. And then you have the option to purchase the kit of the month, which is an exclusive kit. It gets shipped right to your front door. And then we do a group live the last Saturday of every month and basically put that design together so that you're doing it with me, like almost like a one-on-one. It's like a virtual class. And then if you want the other group, the private group, that'll be the next one down.
Shani said that is a beautiful wreath. You always do an amazing job.
Thank you.
It seems crazy. I'm thinking about this, but I feel like I've been behind this year. When would you suggest buying for fall? June, July? July.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to start. Like, I would right now be collecting all of my solids, like solid orange, solid brown, solid like moss green, because those colors will go quickly. And it's hard to think about that because we're like, wow, we just finished Easter and people are talking fall. But hello, I'm already like midway through my summer already. It helps to stay ahead.
Diana, yeah, all the ribbon are wired edges, or wire edge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It just makes the design last because when these are shipped out, they're in a, like this is probably going to be in a 22 or 24 inch shipping box. And then those boxes, when you don't have the wreath up for the season, is how you're going to store them. So having wired edge ribbons allows the customer to be able to take these and refluff them to their desired look.
Kelly, so that 2.5 inch cranberry ribbon, the same as the 1.5 inch, are both from Craft Outlet.
This?
Yeah.
No, this is crinkle.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Kringle design.
And the 2.5 vintage flag is Shinoda. But the other 1.5 that matches that is Craft Outlet.
Craft Outlet. Okay, that's
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I give you the list. Okay, last one. And then we will go ahead and add our half bows. This one, it was a toss-up because I was like, I could do double bows on this, or I could just do half bows. And so it was looking at the color choices that I had, and I really wanted the flag pattern to stand out. So I didn't want like 4 different types of ribbon tails hanging over that so that you missed that. So what I've decided is we're going to do the 1.5 cranberry, and that's going to go on top of our flag. And then we're going to do the stars and stripes on top of the burgundy. So these are cut to 1/8 pieces, and we're doing half bows, which means bring your tails together. You're going to go up to about 2 inches from the top so that they are exactly 2 inches. You're going to take this, place this directly inside your pipe cleaner, and you're going to go ahead and give it a couple extra twists. You will cut it off. You will take the leftover part of your pipe cleaner. I know it's hard to see. Twist it around the back. You'll open the tail, or open the loop, and then spread out your tails so that you have, it's kind of like a 3D awareness bow is what you're hoping to achieve. So it goes in just like this. You're going to give it a couple twists. Cut off the excess. You're going to take your pipe cleaner and go all the way around the back, open the loop, and then spread out.
Jolene, Kat normally uses Amazon for boxes.
Lately I've been using Uline
Uline.
because it's taken me almost 2 weeks to get the normal size boxes in, like the 24-6. It takes me 2 weeks to get those in. So Uline is just literally 40 minutes from us here. So I can get those shipped overnight next day, which allows me to not have to like wait for my numbers to get to like 5, knowing it's going to take 2 weeks to get them. Now I could just wait till I have 1 left and then order.
Margie asked the questions you might be able to answer at the end.
Okay.
She is attaching the sign is the most difficult part for her, making the wreath for me. There is such a gap between where I twist the back and the sign on the front without pulling it too tight. My sign feels loose. It's hard to explain. Can you talk about it a bit?
Yeah, I think as far as attaching your sign, it depends on what method you're using. So if I was using a poof base or like a bubble, I would not be able to get my sign to go down, but you should be able to get it snug enough that it's sitting or floating right on top of that mesh and feeling pretty stable. So like doing the ruffle, I can take this and really pull it almost all the way down to the frame. And I don't have any movement. It's not like there's no play in here. There's a back and forth movement just because I've secured the sign on the sides, just like it would rock. But that's generally it.
And then Gaynor Harrison asked, any crafters from the UK, where do you get your ribbon and deco mesh from? Who was that one?
Karen Stewart.
Karen Stewart.
I've got to get the name. We do have one of our members in our private group who is opening up her own supply shop.
Yep.
I think she may be in just on the regular, like watching us here. I've got to go back and try to find her. But yeah.
She's in the UK.
She's in the UK, and she is going to become a Deco mesh ribbon.
supplier.
Yeah, for all the people in the UK who are just struggling to get supplies. So I will try to find her information out. I'm waiting for her to actually have a website so I can share that with you and say, here's the website, click on that, and then you should be good to go. My only advice right now is Amazon.uk, whatever that is, for supplies. And even then, it's, you know, probably a little higher than it should be. But that's what you call having a need and filling a need. Coming up with, okay, if there's no supply places in the UK, and there's quite a few crafters, and especially people want to purchase wreaths for their front doors, no one wants to pay the international shipping rate. Mm-hmm. Solve the problem, and just, there's your business. Opportunity is knocking. Couple more, and then we're done with this design, which is simple for every day, but definitely speaks to Memorial Day. What is it? End of May to beginning of September. Here's a wreath that can stay up on your front door that whole time. Address all those patriotic holidays. Do you guys have any other questions I can answer?
Was it cancer via Wreaths of Joy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Steve.
Yeah.
I'd have to go look.
I think it might be. I think she is going through Wreaths of Joy.
Okay. What do you guys think of the design so far? Do you think it turned out okay?
Is it so you don't feel the sign is too pushed down, or is that just the angle I'm looking at? No,
it's the angle.
It's the angle.
Yeah, watch when I put it up on the door. Yeah, because you're seeing all this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That would be interesting to see someone do a blind wreath challenge. Because
beautiful, spectacular. That would be. I think they did it once, didn't they?
I don't know. Because I'm like, we do so much of the stuff sight unseen, strictly based on feeling, you know? Mm-hmm. Like when we're putting our ribbons, you know, or our sign through the bottom, we're not looking, we're just feeling.
It's a very pretty, beautiful design. I really love the mesh.
Okay. Trying to get it under the bow as well, so just create some extra dimension on the back side.
Kat will probably get an email from Crindle Design saying that we've overloaded their website.
I killed them again. Yeah, there's nothing like getting a message from one of your suppliers saying, thanks to you, we got 400 orders in 5 days.
We're behind 2 weeks.
We are behind. But they were actually moving into a new building. So Chris and Jeff, if you're watching this.
I just said I love the colors. I thought that the blue and white mesh would be for like a Navy or Air Force. Your design fooled me. Love Audrey. That would be a good color for the Air Force.
It really would.
Those are perfect colors for Air Force. It
depends. If you're using a metal sign, though, it's kind of got that high gloss to it, so I would probably go with more of a metallic color for that. Last one.
Awesome. Sharon said hello from Mississippi. First time seeing you live. Welcome.
Hi, welcome, Sharon.
Perfect, because I'm attempting to make 2 patriotic wreaths for a fundraiser.
Oh, here you go. So this just gives you a different design to look at. So most people would have probably thought, well, we're going to do red, white, and blue as the base. and sometimes not leaning into all those colors, you know, as the obvious choice, and just picking something and then just popping the red on the outside through the ribbons, through the bows.
And this will be immediately available for replay once we finish it.
Absolutely. And if you're interested in this design, it's already listed on my shop. This one's going to go for $80 with $25 FedEx shipping. So it's on my website only. So that's where I start them. KatsCreationsNMore.com. And I think, let me make sure I'm done. Let me just go ahead and, this way it doesn't, just twisting my pipe cleaners on the back side. So I'll show you what this looks like once I'm all done.
Jenny asked, where are the stars? I think you're still working on trying to get the stars set up, because you said when you try to set up the stars, it takes your shop mail button off, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the stars. And the stars are just like a tipping mechanism. All it is a Facebook template, and you have to be under video game player, video game editor, in order to get the stars to pop. So I had that on there, and I was like, a whole bunch of other stuff disappears. So I was like, no, it's so not worth it. Let me just remove this one.
But likes and loves will suffice.
Yeah, it will. Okay. So let's put this up on the front door so you can, back door, prop door, so you can see what that looks like. So here's the back, because people always ask to see the back.
Gals, if you're putting like a frowny face on the comments, if I missed your comment, just retype it in. Sometimes I'm not able to see them all.
Okay. So let me go ahead and refluff some of my ruffles. And there you have it. What do you think? Okay. There we go.
So beautiful. Candace, thank you for sharing your beautiful design tonight. God bless. From Durham City, UK.
Aw, thank you. Okay.
Jenny, the sign is from Pringle Design.
The sign is from Craft Outlet.
God, I keep getting on that stuff. I'm sorry. Sign is from Craft Outlet.
We're going to give Steve a quiz after this. He'll probably have it all done by then. Craft Outlet for the sign. The only thing that's crinkles is the 50-yard spool of ribbon. So, yeah. Okay. Any other questions I can answer for you? Don't forget, we will be back on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Haven't quite decided what design. I'm trying to go kind of a little bit out of the box. So we'll see. Other than that, private group, I'll see you Sunday at 3 p.m. And that's about it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night.